everyone, Alexandra here. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a marketer, and so today I'm going to show you how you can turn a long video content into shorter clips you can use on social media. And specifically, we're going to turn a podcast of mine into short clips we can use as YouTube shorts. So for this, I'm going to use Overlap. I'm on a free version, just so you know. And so basically, we are simply going to go to clipping agents here on the left side, click on create clipping agent, and here you're going to select the exact video you want. Like I said, I want a vertical clip for the YouTube channel, so I'm just going to use the template straight away. Note you can actually create pretty much any kind of like short content bits if you just start from scratch and create your own custom clipping agent, aka your own custom, let's call it template, workflow, algorithm, if you will. So once we have the template in place, again, this is like super simple and quick to set up, but the very first thing you do is you need to connect your YouTube channel. So we're going to go to the first card right here under needs setup, aka we're setting up the YouTube channel. And under YouTube channel URL, I'm simply adding the URL of my channel. So you're going to put in the exact URL of your channel here. Now, next what's going to happen is this template per se is going to pull random bits from your clips from any clip you have. So this is handy because, if you just got started and you have 10 videos of you talking or of you presenting something, or there's a clipping agent for tutorials as well, which by the way, I have a lot of tutorials on my channel. It's literally just going to pull from there, and here you just have to click on configure to select the exact minimum length of the videos as well as the max length. I'm just going to leave them like this, but you can also describe the videos that you want in here. For example, the topics or themes you want this to focus on. So for example, I'm going to write something like, I want you to focus on marketing topics. Then you have the bit where you decide exactly how you want the final video to look like. I'm just going to go with the recommended option, but depending on where you want to display these videos, you might want to work with these. And you also have some zooming options, but again, these do reduce the quality of the video, so just stick with, whatever you have. Then there's the smart zoom option, which literally adds that effect where it kind of, like the camera zooms in and out of your face every once in a while just to create an interesting effect. And it does keep people hooked to some extent, but in the case of my videos, I'm actually going to remove this because I don't think it works. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring this next step here, and I'm making sure I'm connecting them by dragging the arrows. So as you can see here, we have these green circles, and essentially you're just connecting these steps, if you want, these bits to each other by dragging the arrow from, one to another. And then finally, you have some branding stuff. Here you can add like music, video overlays, even like a subtitle style. You have a lot of like advanced branding stuff, but let's just see what this is really going to look like. In my case, I'm again going to remove this. So I have this, I'm saving this. And now here you have the trigger now bit. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to this podcast I have and I'm going to pull the URL, put it right here under the video URL bit, and I'm going to click on launch, and we are going to wait. So now if you click on the recent runs right here, anywhere really, you're going to see that it's currently running. So we are actually going to have to wait a bit so that the videos are like, put together. Now, as we wait, I'm actually going to take you through some other features in here, just like quickly. So one, you have this very thing I showed you for tutorials. So you can create an interactive guide, so to say. And again, this is going to be a bunch of those steps all over again. If you just like start doing it straight away, you'll see you have a tutorial in here that's very useful to kind of help you get accustomed to how to do this. Then you also have social personas. So in here, you can actually create your own. So what you're going to do is you're going to create your own brand, so to say, in terms of your tone, the way you speak in these videos, kind of like what you want to highlight. So it can be, different things. We can test this one for now. And basically, how this works is you're going to name your agent. You can actually use these templates and edit them. And if you can see in here is you have your prompt, which kind of tells the overlap algorithm, if you will, how to write the captions, when to send them out, how to position them, what text to use, so to say, and what the focus is. Like maybe you want to highlight certain links or certain topics. And this is really it. Note you can also adapt this to the channel you're going to be creating content for, because this is like extensive. Like you can use it on pretty much any social media channel. And if this is your homepage, on the left side, you have the clipping agents, which is essentially where you create everything, all of these, like, let's call them workflows, so to say. Yes, it's a bit clunky when it comes to the interface if you're not familiar with it, which is why you're looking at this tutorial. On the left, again, you also have your social persona, agent personas. You have your library, which is this is where we are waiting for the clips to be added. You have a social calendar because you can actually just schedule all of the videos from here, because otherwise you would have to download them, put them into YouTube, for instance, manually and everything, or use a social media scheduling tool. But here you can just like do it straight away. You also have your analytics so you can see the performance for that content. And from here is where you connect your accounts. So for example, we can connect YouTube so that when our videos are ready, we can just, instantly schedule them. And then there's this interesting part in here where you come in and add a YouTube video, for instance. Again, I'm just using the same video I used. And essentially, we can edit it, so to say, or clip it just by kind of asking the chatbot. So I'm going to just click on trim the important parts. And as soon as this is uploaded, we're going to run it. Now, once the video is uploaded, the system is going to ask you a couple of questions just to make sure you get the final video the way you want it, in terms of length, in terms of highlights, and so on. Also, do note it's going to take a bit longer for longer videos. So if you have something that's an hour or 2 hours long, it's going to be more than 5 minutes. And finally, we have a clip. Excuse my face in this video, but let's just kind of quickly look at it.
And after that, you might want to list to join your community.
Now, in the meantime, our library is still empty, but if you go to the clipping agents, or actually to your homepage straight away, for the clipping agent we just built, we already have the new clips that are ready, and these have like captions and everything. It depends on kind of, what you wanted. If you can check it out, every single video has like a title and everything and a description. So technically, you can just like straight away publish them.
Uh, so it really does depend on the type of content you're writing, but you don't necessarily have to have.
Now, on the right side here, you have some extra options, like you can actually, add some extra tags, add the subtitles for every video. Here you have like lots of options to further trim the videos and so on. Honestly, I would just leave them like this. If you do want some more level of engagement, so to say, you will want to add in the captions in there, or at least the highlights for the most important words you're saying, and the zooming option to just like make sure it's not, just a plain video like you're seeing here essentially. So now, after a couple of minutes, the tool is still kind of slow, but um, it still takes you like less than 10 minutes to get these videos. So, and you don't have to do anything technically. I would still edit these to just make them more engaging. Now, in my case, I don't really have a lot of time, so I'm just literally going to take them as they are. But if you really have a strategy for these, and you've seen that they work for you, it's definitely worth putting in the extra time to kind of you know make them more engaging. But if you can see these videos, the quality for them isn't that great because I recorded them via my webcam. So this is also very important. Like, the everything that happens before you get to this point, how you record it, what does it look like, what you're saying in those videos, and so on. Anyway, this is it for today. I'm not going to go into all of the details because, like I said, remember, you can actually go and create a clipping agent from scratch and really work with everything from like just the recording to, again, the YouTube video, to a video that's locally hosted on your computer essentially. And then you can just do lots of things like add music, add watermarks, remove curse words. This is important too. Just add different stuff. And again, if you want to add the captions, the extra stuff, you find them here under step 3. Lots of actions, image overlays, whatever. It's not that complicated. Don't do it like like an extreme flow you can't manage at the beginning, just because you want to control like every step of the process essentially. But once you have this flow, you can use it for all of your videos. So you create it once in like 5 minutes, and you just use it on all of your videos in the future. So yeah, that's it for today. You will find a link to the product in the description below. Let me know what kind of videos you want to create, and I'll see you next time.